Blankenship, and today, just because I can, because I feel like it, whatever, I'm in a mood, I'm going to talk with y'all about the comics that I read this week, the new Insidious movie that I just saw. If you know jack about me, you know that there absolutely will be spoilers. Don't complain. Don't watch it if you don't want spoilers, whatever, but I'll say what I'm going to talk about before I get into talking about it, and you can click. Maybe you're watching this, maybe you're listening to it in the background, but I want to thank you for coming on in. Um, nothing irritates me like feeling like I've wasted my time. Maybe you're that way too. Anyway, I just got finished seeing the Insidious movie, and while I'm talking, I'm going to be sharing this to some social media stuff. I think it'll take a minute here. I got watching the Insidious movie. I want to say that when I walked in, I usually get there crazy early at the movie theater. I like to spend my time with Maria Menounos, and they'll mask in the trivia questions and just all the junk that goes on that you don't see if you walk in like a normal person. Not a lot of people there because it was the first showing here today on Sunday, so it was like 9:40 a.m. I got there right about that time, like 9:45 or whatever. I walked in, and they had a trailer for a movie that I had not heard of, not seen yet. It reminds me of like Resident Evil Nemesis versus like a World War II thing. That's the vibes that I got off of it. You think what you want to think. The name of it is Onslaught. One word, Onslaught. And it's really like crazy violent dudes with like glowing eyes, like ripped buff, just shooting things and people all to pieces. So as soon as I walked in, I did see that Onslaught trailer, and I thought that seemed pretty neat. Just because I haven't heard or seen anything about it, I may go ahead and share that trailer here in a bit. Um, you know, whatever. But that's what happened when I walked into the movie. Hang on, the thing is set to where I can go ahead and I can share this. I'm gonna do that right now. But yeah, there I was in the movie, the Insidious. What is it? Into the Further, or whatever it's called. It's the sixth installation within the franchise. Okay, a lot of things have happened in it. I will tell you that through the movie, besides what the plot and everything is, that you do get all of the characters basically making a cameo in it. The one that I didn't see, and you can feel free to tell me if you did see this dude, but it would make sense for him not to be there because he was pretty well annihilated. Is the guy with the oxygen mask that's in? Is it number 3 or number 4? I think it's number 3. The dude that has the oxygen mask that's stalking somebody. He does not make an appearance in it. You will see the Black Bride in it a little bit. You'll see the red-faced dude make a cameo. I'm thinking, where's the dude with the keys for the fingers? You get that as the mid-credit scene ending. There is no post-credit. There's a mid-credit scene, and it has to do with what happens to this villain from this movie. But he gets locked in a room with another booger, and it shows the key finger turn the lock. Which that's from, is that the fourth? I believe it's the fourth movie. That character's in. But yeah, I've seen all of the Insidious movies. In short, let me give you my overall take. This may have been one of the best Insidious movies, period. Not just because of the nostalgia throwback. It's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street on methamphetamines or bath salts. The type of stuff that it is. You've got the main booger guy that is wanting all of the bad things from the further to be brought into Earth. And there was a mother that had the ability to do that her child, who you see as a kid, both as a kid at the beginning, and doesn't understand what's going on, and then as an adult had inherited the abilities to do that, to pull things from one side to the other. At the tail end of the movie, spoiler, um, you hear that it's inherited, so they're coming after her daughter. Uh, at the tail end of the movie, that was one of the things that goes on, and the psychic woman who is dead appears in it. She's in the further, and she's kind of like this guardian angel sort of character that's helping them against all the boogers with it. They had them all. They had that fine looking Victorian woman who's got the shotgun, it's cocked, locked, and ready for action. That smiles like, real big the whole time, like all the time. All those dudes were in it. Every weirdo and creep and freak and ghoul from it. All that happened. They have things that are involved with like a cult. They get like a backstory. Of course, the Black Bride, which is a dude that dresses up in a women's black bridal outfit that was a serial murderer. You get that backstory from that character. I don't think any of the other characters, to what I remember, that you ever really got like a big backstory on them. But yeah, it was good. It was quite good, surprisingly good. So my expectations for it were mid. I thought it'll be an okay movie. It was better than okay. It was better than most of the movies in the franchise. The first one, of course, was kind of cool because it wasn't anything that you expected it to be, and it threw you off. The second one, the dad at the end of the first one gets possessed. His body's taken over by the Black Bride, the serial murderer. So you've got the dad being piloted through the psycho, trying to kill the whole family, right? The third one, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? I'm just telling you the best I remember. The third one is the one with the breathing apparatus thing, I believe. The fourth one is that's it's following like the psychic woman. Those ones are. The fourth one following the psychic woman is the booger guy with the keys for fingers, who can stick them in your chest and like make it where you can't breathe or your heart's gonna stop or whatever. The fifth one goes back to the family from the first two movies, is about the little boy has grown up. They've been like put under hypnosis where they don't remember all the horrifically traumatic events. He's in an art class. The teacher's like, you need to unlock this thing in your mind, and that opens him up to all the boogery stuff, and they've got to combat all that. The mother, of course, knows all this stuff. It's why it didn't work with her and the husband, because while he wasn't really him, tried to kill her. All that wrecked their marriage. So you get that, and you get them painting a door shut, and they didn't have the music at the end credits. I see a red door and I want to paint it black, which is painful to me because there was a red door and they painted it black. In this one, that gets talked about, how they had shut the door on that. So that family's good. But once a door shuts in the further, another door opens, and that's where you get this family being terrorized by these ghouls. So that there you have it. You've got an extension to the Insidious universe. It was a very good, very well done stuff going on. The main dude had like long hair. He wore like a blindfold through a lot of it. Has red eyes when the blindfold's not there. And I actually have one somewhere because I do all this eccentric stage stuff, right? Where it's like a ring thing with a bunch of joints on it, and it has like kind of like a claw thing there, kind of like the Nazgul had in Lord of the Rings. I did a lot of it. I sing gospel music, like Southern gospel music, but I do all this like wild stuff. I kind of dress like a villain. I'd wear a lot of black and things. I saw Marilyn Manson with one of those things on, and I thought, man, I'm like, that's kind of weird and neat and cool looking. I'm a drummer. I mean, I'd be up on stage. It's just what kind of eccentric thing. I wore a top hat. wore rhinestones, fringes. I mean, you know, whatever. You don't dress the same way up on a stage as you do like normal stuff. You wear things that are like really flamboyant, ostentatious, look at me, you know, eccentric type stuff. So yeah, you know, there's a difference in stage wear and like normal people wear and all that. So I mean, I'm not like some kind of maniac or whatever, but I would just like dress wild up on a stage and what have you. And it's just like a thing. There's a big conversation that Liberace had with Elvis Presley. You get all that from that. Then Elvis started. The next thing you knew, went to a county fair in a gold suit. So whatever. Anyway, the movie was nice. Now, if you are a movie club member with Cinemark, and I know all the others have their deals too, AMC and Regal or whatever, but they've got a thing where you get like extra points, and the other ones may very well have that too, where you get extra points if you watch Insidious and if you watch Resident Evil, which I put in for that thing because I'm planning on watching Resident Evil anyway. I want to go and see that. Like Insidious, my expectations are somewhere in the middle. I don't go to movies that I think are gonna be trash and that I'm gonna hate. Okay, um, I don't think it's gonna be wow. Maybe it will. I was very pleasantly surprised by this new Insidious movie. Maybe Resident Evil will be like the stuff. I've seen all of the other movies. I'm familiar with the existence of the games. I've seen some videos, all that. I've never played the games. Just to put it out there, that's where I am. So I'm not this authoritative person that can talk on that, and I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm just going to say if I liked it or not. And I know that if you are, I totally get it. It's like, dude, you could do this and just have it be any booger movie and I'd be good with it. But when you're putting my brand on it and if it's not, doesn't align close enough, I get it. I'm with you. I hear you. I believe you. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna go see it, and I'm just looking for it to be a booger movie, a good time. This was a very Nightmare on Elm Street for me. This movie was. I should mention that next weekend on Saturday, tickets have been got. By the way, if you're a Cinemark person for this, if you get 2 tickets to Coyote versus Acme, you get extra points thrown on. That's there on the Cinemark.com thing, where you can go ahead and get this stuff. So yeah, you get a reward for that. I know that Regal and AMC and the others again have their own things. Cinemark is just like my home theater. That's where I go. That's where I support, all that type of thing. Check out your stuff. I know that even with Spider-Man that they had like their own merchandise things. All of them did that were different. You know, you'd have to bounce around and all, but you know, much love to every one of those guys, right? Coyote versus Acme, I have really high expectations for that. And the reason that I have really high expectations for that, it's not because the critics are all praising it so highly. It's because I saw on HBO Max, which you can watch too if you've got HBO Max, the day is it the Earth blew up. It's either the Earth or the world. It's the same as that stars Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Petunia Pig. Now you're watching this and you're like, dude, you know, where's Bugs Bunny or whoever you like? Everything about this was so Tex Avery to me. It was like the old school way that they're drawn. Every frame of animation, I'm convinced, is perfect. God bless you to all the people that created that. It's perfect. It's everything that made you love Looney Tunes is what that movie is. Absolutely outstanding, phenomenal, jumping up, clapping like a seal. I mean, wow, good. If you like Looney Tunes at all and have not watched The Day the Earth Blew Up on HBO Max, there's something wrong. Watch that movie. It's, I mean, outstanding, fabulous, insanely good. Slap the unmerciful crap out of anybody that says otherwise. It's that good. You will be in the right. Okay. So yeah, I've got really high expectations for the Coyote versus Acme. This movie, unlike The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is a solid cartoon, this does like a Roger Rabbit type thing, and it's got human people with cartoons in the same world. My mother hates that. I like it. I thought Roger Rabbit, when it came out, was so awesome. I've of course have seen Cool World. The sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it is and it isn't, but it's, you know what I mean, um, is Disney's Chippendale Rescue Rangers, or Rescue Rangers, or whatever they call it. Um, it that movie's pretty good. It's there's a dude that I worked with. I mean, it's not like the best thing I've ever seen, but it's not bad at all. It's quite nice. Roger Rabbit makes a cameo in that. They've got a lot of cartoons that are doing the CGI surgery and everything to them, all kinds of stuff. The plot in that movie, and this is just me chasing a little rabbit for a second. The plot in that movie is that Monterey Jack, because he's got this like cheese obsession, especially smelly cheeses, he can't pay all of his bills. And so he gets abducted, and they're going to do like a cartoon surgery on him, alter the way that he looks like 30% or whatever, like a little bit. So they can be used in knockoff cartoons. And they do that with everybody. It shows how they do that with the Simpsons and all kinds of stuff. In other countries, they'll just do knockoffs where it's slightly different looking characters that you can tell what it's playing off of and all that. They do it with Dumbo and everything. So that's a big plot point in the movie. I like the villain in it. The villain, I think they call him Sweet Pete. It's Peter Pan because he's grown up, and so nobody wanted to hire him anymore when he grew up. You know, started getting a mustache, facial hair, whatever. So, you know, he's dressed the same, but he's like a jaded, you know, beer belly, like older guy. And he's pretty angry about it. So yeah, it's okay. It's an all right movie. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of different characters that pop up from like different stuff that it's cute. Um, okay, so anyway, that's what you get from me for movies and all that right now. I got the family watching through Tales from the Crypt, like the series that was my thing as a kid. We just about finished the third season of 7 of it. So yeah, in October, the omnibus, the complete collection of all the Tales from the Crypt comics, I think it's in a hardcover too, is coming out. And that's on my pull list. If you're down with that type of thing, you might want to make it on your pull list too. Let's talk about what I read this past week. I was in the this is a local dude, by the way, Rick Motion. I was in the Golden Age comic shop, messing around, looking around, all that. You know, I'll swing by every now and then. That's in Maryville. Nirvana's the one that I like have my pull list and all with up in Knoxville. They're both about the same distance from me, like work wise. I have to drive different ways home. But anyway, gasp number 2. Rick continues to do a great job with this. All of the art, everything in it is it's very well done. The story's good. They actually do an homage thing to Tales from the Crypt. They have a character in it that is very clearly the Crypt Keeper. Yeah, and all that. That's this fine looking woman. Is it Belladonna? Is that, yeah, Belladonna La Morte or Morte, like dead. You know, and all that. So she's like the sexy booger host and all that. Anyway, the first one was good. The second one's good. They're very nicely done. There's quality in this book. They've got their Resolute Bliss thing on the back, but they lean more into the boogeriness of it. It's an enjoyable read. Check them out. They do a lot of stuff on Kickstarter, Gas. Also, they do the what do you call it? Rick does Brides as well. Brad, as his brother, he does some different types of books with Resolute Bliss, superheroes, and what have you. Rick is more in the horror end. He also does like some Oz stuff. I've been really supportive of Rick's stuff. I like Brad. I've not really got into reading his yet, but I like to see other people succeed. Buy what you like if this is your type of thing. Any of it, check them out. Uh, High quality, a lot of competence, all that. They show up at a lot of conventions too. Heroes Con, they're like a fixture at Heroes Con. Their booth is hopping and buzzing and all that. Gasp #2. So there you go. Snippet, clip it if you want to take that promotion. You do what you want to do. Green Arrow, Absolute Green Arrow, and that is #4. So I read the first 3, went ahead and got the 4th one for the Absolute Universe. This is the one that I'm doing. They said that he was more like Michael Myers than the normal Green Arrow thing. Yeah, this is the one where he faces off against Solomon Grundy. There's a lot of action, a lot of violence stuff going on in this, a lot of shooting, arrows, guns, what have you. It's a fun book. It's enjoyable. I liked it. No complaints. Ben Percy's The Punisher, is it 7? Number 7. Okay, so let's talk about this. Ben Percy, my introduction probably to him was it almost seems like there was other stuff too, but the Red Band things, the Punisher Red Band that he went ahead and wrote, it was really good. I liked it a lot, and so many people liked it that Marvel said, we're going to put you on a Punisher series and keep it going, keep that momentum going, right? And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? They had all kinds of things going on. It felt more grounded, right? And then in #6, they introduced this dude, Collateral Damage, and he's got all this like tech circuitry stuff. I'm not saying it would be impossible, but it's very comic booky, right? It's not like keeping it low to the ground. And this bullet can just like kind of go around. The single bullet can, and he's hunting for the Punisher, right? Well, he finds the Punisher. Here's the way that this goes. Again, spoiler alerts through this thing. Once he finds where the Punisher is, he wants to do collateral damage everywhere that the Punisher is. So he's taking down people all around the Punisher. The Punisher, long story short, without giving away the ending totally, this guy, he's going to jail. So I imagine that he'll be back or whatever at some point in some sense. I want to say, so I prefer the really grounded, more realistic stuff, but this was handled outrageously well, dare I say even perfectly. The way that it was done, it was exquisite, great writing. You can clap. Benjamin Percy, you did awesome. There you go. There's a lot of things, because he handled it in a way that treated it really seriously, which I feel like as a writer you should, because if you don't treat it seriously, how's the reader going to? So good stuff. I will tell you at the end of it, the Kingpin ain't dead. You saw that coming, right? And you kind of get a taste that he's gonna be back and going at the Punisher, but you get that he's not dead. But this is all about Collateral Damage. He's out there now. 2 issues of him. Boom, he's down. I know the next one's gonna be Deadpool and stuff in it. I'm looking forward to it. The did I not have? Yeah, oh no, that was right. Dead Acre, #2. So, Western horror guy that I am, and if you don't know that, you don't know that much about me. I have written a lot of Western horror prose books, a lot. I've been in collections and anthologies. I've written novels and a series of novels for it. I've got novellas. I've got all that. Really crazy, violent Western stuff. It is a subsect of the subgenre Weird West, Western horrors, and this whole Dead Acre Black Badge thing, that's a series of books, and the series of books also have audio books on Audible, and the dude that reads them on there immaculately is the voice actor from Red Dead Redemption. And it just could not be more perfect. And this comic series lines up with the book. that this dude, this outlaw, has he's been pulled from hell to come and be this bounty hunter of all these boogers, right? Um, and so he sees it as a curse. You know, there's this angel that talks to him about the will of the white throne, you know, and all that. So he's going after all of these boogers and monsters and everything. So it continues. Hang on just a second here. My wife was starting to call me, but I'm almost done. So that's what this series is about. It's incredible. When I got the first one, somebody at the comic shop said to me, unknowing that it's like a series of like books, like prose literary books, and that there's an audible series and all that. It's a big deal. It's a really, really, really big deal. Said to me, man, you know, like I don't know what's going on with that. It sure is good that you went ahead and that you got that, because this thing. Give me just a second. Hey, dear, I'm doing a live stream right now, talking to people. That's completely fine. Let me call you back in like 5 minutes. You can get me whatever to eat. Bye. This is live. This is the way I live my life. Okay. So Victoria, she's out running. But it's a great series. It's cool stuff. The books are handled fantastic. Really enjoying it. Another thing that I'm reading, and by the way, I don't care to kind of get together with other people or whatnot and talk. If you want to do that, you reach out to me. I'm super chill. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm reading through my my Phantom Stranger omnibus. Oh man, let me tell you where I am right now. I'm in the Silver Age, and I just finished Phantom Stranger number 5. Okay, I normally take this cover off when I'm reading it, because you know the slip covers are it's different imagery if you don't have that on. But yeah, I'm on Phantom Stranger number 6 from the Silver Age. That means that I've read the Golden Age. What they threw like a showcase or something in there, and then they cut into number 6. There's something that's not in their normal numbering. Then so I number 6 begins on page 223. So I've made it that far out of man. Hang on, let me tell you. Let me tell you how many pages are in this. The final page before the biographies in the end is 1245. So yeah, I have a little ways of going. If you know about me in the comic books that I like, I am a Wesley Dodds Sandman, the not the Neil Gaiman, the original Sandman, and Phantom Stranger kind of fan. I've been watching a bunch of videos where these people sit around and talk about comics, and I've never picked one of these up. Never in my life have I ever picked one of these up. But I hear them singing the praises, and I would jump more into like a collection of the old school Golden Age first or something, I would think. But I've heard all these splendorous, glorious things about the absolute superiority of Namor the Submariner, and how I might like that, and how he's a different kind of character, that he's half human and he's half Atlantean, and his loyalties lie with Atlantis in the older stuff. And then there was 10 years to about a decade where they didn't print him, and then this dude that maybe you've heard of, John Byrne, took him, and Atlantis had been destroyed, so now he's got all this grief and pain and all that. I don't know, but I'm hearing talk that I would like that. I will tell you, like, I'm just saying, like, reading habits, like things that I like. Okay, so Wesley Dodds, the reason that he appeals to me is because of the retro noir type stuff about that. That makes him more appealing to me, is that it's all old school and everything like that. Let's let's pretend that it was like the 1980s or whatever instead of now, because you got a lot of revisionist stuff and everything. People were talking about the Green Lantern, Green Lantern, Green Lantern, Green Lantern, Green Lantern. Um, I I would probably think, man, Alan Scott would be the one that would appeal to me more. They don't go into any science with it. It's more like mystic stuff initially, straight up. I would think more like, man, that would appeal to me because it feels so antiquated and old school and everything. A lot of characters, I would tend to go that way. So if you were saying like the Flash, I would tend to think I might be interested in reading about Jay Garrett and all that, like the older equivalents and Wildcat and stuff like that. He's like a boxer. I'm talking JSA, not JLA, JSA. They were so old school that they made Wonder Woman a part of the team, and that part was that they hired her as a secretary. That's terrible, but yeah, I like the fact that it's dated and all that. I like the fact that the golden age stuff does and says things that aren't necessarily considered appropriate in today's society, because we had wars going on with different countries and all that. So I mean, there's disparaging things said about the Japanese or whatever in those times. I like the fact that it feels like a page pulled out of time. I think that that's cool. The Phantom Stranger, my first introduction to him was in the New 52, which was really good. The first half of the New 52 of Phantom Stranger was pretty well perfect. I liked it a lot. The second half had him entwining with other like major characters, Superman or whoever, and I didn't like that as much. But yeah, I liked it enough that I thought, dude, I really want to get into this character. They've really bounced around on his origin to make it mysterious or whatnot. In that he's Judas Iscariot trying to atone for the things that he's done. And I mean, I've got all those comics, and then I've got that book right there of him. So I might have every Phantom Stranger. I'm not saying every appearance. I'm saying every Phantom Stranger comic that there is, whether it's in a collected edition or whatnot. But a lot of it. I don't have the Golden Age of Wesley Dodds and all that. But I liked the spiritual, supernatural, even churchy ends of it that they pull into where he's battling the demonic and things like that. I thought it was cool because of that. That made it hip to me. You can like what you want to like. These other books, like books that I choose like this, Dead Acre. I like horror and I like westerns. So The Punisher. I like vigilante stuff. Death Wish, I Spit on Your Grave, whatever. That's my kind of thing. So that's what makes me think, hey, I'm gonna like this. And the series is being done well. By the way, I've already covered that. It's horror, it's vigilante stuff, boom, and again, horror type stuff going on. Incidentally, a little bit of I'm not going to go through the whole spiel of it. There is a painting that if you see the painting, it changes you and you go out of your mind and you're just killing everybody. It's like the Necronomicon or something turned loose, but a painting. That's what the main story in this particular issue is about. The issue before is a Native American legend about a ghoul called Spearfinger that has like a really long finger that's used to impale and slash and stab and hack and all that. So yeah, that's the criteria for that. I read the original Detective Comics recently, a facsimile of it and everything. So that goes into the nostalgia stuff. I thought, hey, that would be really hip and cool. It was. It was a lot. Oh man, a lot of reading. going on. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm trying to do one more thing for y'all, and it's not working for me. Let me pull it up on my phone. Um, I was just going to tell you really quick what is on my pull list on League of Comic Geeks, and then I'm going to shut up and get off of here. So, if it'll let me, will it let me? Okay, here we go. Next week, the only thing that I've got on it is the facsimile for Action Comics #1. Obviously, that's the first appearance of Superman. That's the same kind of thinking is why I got the facsimile of Detective Comics #27, because that's Batman. In September, it looks like I've got one comic a week coming out for 3 of the weeks. Punisher #8, which has Deadpool in it. Absolute Green Arrow #5. Dead Acre, Black Badge #3. That's what's going on with me. Anyway, with my own stuff, a lot of great things happening with my Hellfire series. We're wrapping up all of the illustration work. I'm gonna have to have a colorist hop on some of this. Then it'll just about be print ready, which means that I'm that ahead of the ball. They are publishing for issue #1 is supposed to happen in November, but so yeah, I'm well ahead of most of the stuff. I've got to get another copy of Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, preferably CS6, because that's I don't want to eternally pay rent. That's the dilemma that I've got going on. But yeah, there we are. Things are going well. I am talking with more and more artists and such prospectively about the anthology series that is going to be pushed to the European market. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is. It would be gravy if it did. It would be good for my brand. It would be good for anybody that's involved that really wants to get out there and hustle. But if you're just looking to sit back and get paid and you really don't want to do anything, that really devalues you as a writer or an artist or anything. So that it's a good testing ground. If you can't work with Ben Blankenship, who should you even be able to work with? Whatever. It'll be based on both desire and competence, because if you don't have both of those, then it's just not going to work. 4 6-page episodic nonlinear stories per book, so 24-page book. 4 different artists, 4 different writers each book. Each artist, I would imagine, will do 24 pages total, so 4 6-page stories by 4 different writers. Good stuff. Any of those writers happen to be a particular who's who type person, that would even be better for those artists, and all that, for their credibility for the book. All that good stuff. We'll see if it happens or not. I am completely drowning myself, burying myself, to the degree that it is like Walt Disney, Alfred Hitchcock, when they went out to make the Psycho or what's the name of it, Snow White, that can set up their career. Do you know why Alfred Hitchcock Presents and why he was like a household name and everything? His movie Psycho. Before that, people were like, he's flop, he's bombed, he's a loser, whatever. Vertigo didn't do any good. I love Vertigo. I love Vertigo. It is one of the slowest filmed movies. It is so pretty. Okay. So I disagree strongly. It was not popular commercially. I love it. I love James Stewart and everything about it. Everything about Vertigo. It was great. Everything that I know about it. There may be some weird thing. I really like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the original one. I've not seen the live action one. Why would you ruin perfection? But yeah. Okay. Anyway, there we go. B.L. Blankenship. If you like these videos, whatever, comment on them. like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. When am I going to put something out? I don't know. I'll probably get on and talk about the Wile E. Coyote thing at some point next weekend or whatever. There you have it. That's what all I've had going on. Whole bunch of books to bring to you. I got the Superman thing that I'm going to be reading next week. If it's like the Batman thing, it's a lot of reading. That Batman story is like 6 pages, and then it's called Detective Comics rightfully, and it's detective story after detective story after detective story. A lot of reading. It's like 70 some whatever pages long. So I'll get it on Wednesday, and I probably will not have that thing read by Saturday, probably. But I'll get it bit by bit, piece by piece. If you're wondering what I'm using as a bookmark, that is one of my cards, literally, in like every sense, one of my cards. Instead of being like normal business cards where I was doing Western horror, they're like playing cards. It's the Ace of Spades, and it has my, it's grunged up, and it has my information and stuff, or some of my information and stuff on it. I started doing that when I started writing like horror prose stuff, and everybody's oohs and ahs, and this is I'm just insanely profoundly brilliant. Ben BL, whatever. Yeah, it worked with it. I thought it was nice and fun. I have a ton of them. You see that Procter and Gamble ivory soapbox? Their insignias on the top of it, the old Procter and Gamble seal. I like old soapboxes. I'm a preacher. They're in that. Those cards are, but yeah, Confederate flag on the back, my picture, all that stuff, because it's Western horror, all the South and all that. So that totally gives it. And then, you got the Ace of Spades, all that, my info and all down there. Got some writing up there that just has some talk about me and whatnot. But yeah, BL Blankenship signing out. Hope you like this. Share it with your friends. Do what you're going to do. It's all good. All right. Bye-bye.